Hi, Grace.
Hi, ma'am.
How are you doing today?
Good and you, ma'am.
I'm good, thanks. So let me just start sharing my screen right away. Did you attempt the homework that Sir gave you?
Yes, ma'am. I even sent him the pictures.
Okay, I guess you forgot to send it to me. All right, so what I'm gonna say today, which ones were not difficult for you? So let me just say, is it visible? There we go. So which ones were not hard? Grace? Are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I understood everything from number 1 to 10.
Okay, so, all right. So for number 1, what would you have written?
I would have said
Let me
is
just check.
equal to
Okay, so let me just do it like this. X to the power of 2 multiplied by x to the power of 8. X to the power of 8. Oh. So what would you have done?
I would have plus the exponent giving me x10.
Okay, so what's going to be our final answer there?
X to the power of 10.
X to the power of 10, correct. So for number 2, x10 over x4. X to the power of 10 divided by x to the power of 4. What is going to be your final answer there?
X to the power of 6.
X to the power of 6. How did you do it?
I minus the exponents. I minus the biggest exponent to the smallest exponent.
Okay. So you were like x10 minus 4.
Yes.
Okay, no problem. So let's see. Number 3, A17, A21. So A17 divided by A21. And what is going to be our answer or the steps there?
I minus the top by the bottom, and it gave me x negative 4. X to the power of negative 3.
Negative 3. And what is going to be your final answer?
Pardon?
And what is going to be your final answer for this one?
X to
Is
the
this your
power of 3.
x to the power of 3?
Yes.
Okay, do you remember about the negative 1? Whereby, but
Yes.
if you have, and okay, what is going to be your final?
X to a to the power of 3.
Okay, and what do we do to the negative there?
We times it by negative 1.
Okay, let me just go up there. I prepared a little bit of some rules here. So where is that rule? And I think I don't have it. Okay, so a rule says, if you are having something like a to the power of negative 1, you have to write it as 1 over a to the power of that exponent. We're trying to make it an exponential form, can't? So if you have, like for this one, since we have a to the power of negative 3, what we were just gonna do, we were going to say 1 over a to the power of 3. Are we clear there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so can you please convert this for me? Let me say d to the power of negative 10. Can you make it a positive?
It's gonna be 1 over d10.
Yes, pardon?
It's gonna be 1 over d to the power of 10.
E to the power of 10. Okay, let me do another one. Let's say e to the power of negative 5.
It's gonna be 1 over e to the power of 5.
E to the power of 5. Correct, correct. Okay, perfect. So let's see the next one. And what about 4? X, 6, 3. Okay. So we have x to the power of 6 to the power of 3. What will you have there?
It's gonna be x18. X to the power of 18.
To the power of 18. How did you do that?
I times the exponents.
Okay, so can you tell me the step that you did?
I said x is x6 to times 3.
Okay.
And then it gave me x to the power of 18.
Oh, to the power of 18, not 16.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. That's good things, good things, good things. So let me see the next one. Okay, number 5, x, y, 5. So we have x, y in the bracket, and we have a 5. What will be your answer there?
X to the power of 5, y to the power of...
Okay, good things. I like the fact that you're understanding this part. Okay, and number 6. Okay, let me just clear my space now, because we are starting to have fresh good things now. Wonderful things. Okay. So we were saying number 6, which is okay. So it's negative 4, x to the power of 3, y to the power of 9, multiplied by negative b to the power of 3 to the power of 2. How would you work this out?
Ma'am, I think I wrote down the question wrong because I have negative 4x to the power of 3, y9 times 5x to the power of 2.
Oh, okay, yeah, I made a mistake, sorry. Okay, so it's multiplied by negative 5x y to the power of 2. I was shocked to what is the b doing there. So how would you work this out?
So you would start off by multiplying the numbers.
Okay, so saying negative 4 multiplied by 5.
And then you would say x to the power of 3 times x.
Okay.
And then you would say y to the power of 9 times y to the power of 2.
Okay, yes. So let me see. Okay, tick, and tick. Yes, perfect. So what are we
And
going to?
then my final
Yes.
answer would be negative 20 x to the power of 4, y to the power of 11.
Y to the power of 11. Okay. Let me see. See here, we have 2 x's. And the rule says if you are multiplying two negatives, sorry. If we are multiplying two negatives, the answer is going to be positive. So negative times negative is equals to positive. So meaning that if you say -4 multiplied by -5, the answer is going to be positive 20. Are you okay there?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Okay, so let me go up and we check the other thingy. So yeah, this is correct. Very correct. So 7 says -7 PQ5, which is in the bracket, -7 PQ5. I think we had a close bracket. Yeah, and we had a 2 outside and a 2. Let me just cut this part. How would you work this out?
I would start off by distributing the 2 that's outside the bracket, which would give me -7 to the power of 2, p to the power of 2, and q to the power of 5 times 2.
Okay, you are a bit fast. So like p to the power of 2, q to the power of 5, and what was the last part?
Times 2.
Times 2. Okay, nice things. And next stage or next step?
Then you would say -7 to the power of 2 would give us 49.
Okay, 49, yes.
P2,
P to the power of 2, yeah, bon.
and then q to the power of 10.
Q to the power of 10. Good things. Nice, 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 nice. Perfect, correct. So number 8. Okay, so let me just clear here. So yeah, I can see my things perfect. So it's gonna be 3 x to the power of 2, y to the power of 0, 3, which is inside the bracket, and a 0. How would you work this out?
So I would first start off with the y to the power of 0, which would give me 1. And I would
Okay.
just rewrite the sequence saying 3x to the power of 2, 1 times 1.
Times 1, okay.
And
Next day,
I would say my final answer is 3x to the power of 2,
3x to
1.
the 2. Multiply by 1.
Yeah.
Okay, I think your answer can just remain here. Because if we say this multiply by 1, it's just gonna be that one, yeah, bon.
Okay, ma'am.
So your final answer is there. So let's see number 8, number 9. Okay. Number 9 is -b to the power of 2. So it's negative b to the power of 2 multiplied by a, b to the power of 3 to the power of 2 multiplied by -b to the power of 3 to the power of 2. How would you work that out?
So I would just write -b to the power of 2 times a to the power of 2,
Okay.
b6.
Okay.
And then I would say times b to the power of 6.
Okay. Yes. Final.
And that's all I wrote.
Okay, let me see something. Okay. So, I think I'm seeing like terms. Do you see like terms there?
Yes, ma'am.
Which ones are your like terms?
B to the power of 6 times b to the power of 6.
Okay. Don't you think we can work them out? Because when you multiply in the same base, 1, 2, 3, 4, at the exponents part.
Yes, ma'am.
So our final thing is going to be something like a to the power of 2 because even this one can multiply this, can multiply this. So a to the power of 2 multiplied by b to the power of 6 plus 6 plus 2. There is a negative there. Oh, wow. A little bit confusing, but let's see. Okay. So we'll have our a to the power of 2 multiplied by negative b. And work this out, which is going to be 6 plus 6 plus 2. What is 6 plus 6 plus 2?
14.
And we write our 14 up there. And yeah, I think our final answer is supposed to be something like this. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So let's see, the next one is 10. So let me just remove these parts. Okay, let's see what's popping. So we have a 10. Okay, negative 10 x y to the power of 3 over negative 8x 3 to the power of, y. So how would you work this out?
So I started off by saying negative 10. No, I started off by minusing the x's and the y's. So I said um 3x minus 1 and 3y minus 1. Then it gave me negative 10 y to the power of 2 divided by negative 8
Okay,
x to the power of 2
You're a bit fast. He said x to the power of 3 minus what?
minus x to the power of 1.
Minus x to the power of 1, just like that.
No, I said negative 3, I mean x to the power of 3.
Negative 3x to the power of 3.
No, 3x. Oh, sorry, I've been saying it wrong.
Okay.
So I started off by saying 3 mean x to the power of 3
Yes.
minus x to the power of 1.
Minus x to the power of 1, just like this.
Yes.
Okay.
And then it gave me x to the power of 2.
X to the power of 2. Okay.
And then I said y to the power of 3 minus y to the power of 1.
Okay.
And it gave me y to the power of 2.
All right. Good things. And what was the next?
And then I said negative 10x
Okay.
to the power, I mean negative 10y
Okay, let me remove the x. Negative 10y. Yes.
to the power of 2 over
Over
negative 8 x to the power of 2.
x to the power of 2. Is this one the final?
No. And
Okay.
then I said I divided negative 10 by negative 8 and it gave me 5 y to the power of 2
Yes.
over 4 x to the power of 2.
Okay. And
my final answer.
all right, I don't want to lie, I've lost a bit. So let me just show you how I was going to do it. So it's negative 10xy3. So it's a negative 10xy to the power of 3 divided by negative 8. It has something to do with x to the power of 3y. X to the power of 3y. So what I was going to do was to firstly work out this. So I firstly divide negative 10 by negative 8. And what do you get when you divide negative 10 by negative 8?
5/4.
So it was going to be my 5/4. And then I work out this. So the rule says you minus, if you are dividing, you minus the exponents. So what is going to be x, meaning that these, since this one is the biggest, is going to be below. So it's x3 minus the 1. And here, since this one is big, is going to be y2 minus 1. Are you following or you lost?
Ma'am, the y is 3 minus 1.
Okay, sorry. Sorry, I made a mistake here. Thank you so much. So are you following there? Okay, so let me just write my final answer, which is going to be 5/4 y to the power of 2 and x to the power of 2. So let me compare our, and oh, that's nice. We arrive at the same stage or step, but the other one is the shortest one. So you can use this one or use the other one because this one is a little bit confusing. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, let me give you one that is a little bit similar. So let me say, so let's say, okay, let's say 15. Okay, let me confirm something. So it's gonna be, okay, yeah. So 15 divided by 6. Okay, so let's say, okay, let me just use the same. So it's x y to the power of 2 and x3 to the, okay, x to the power of 3y. Can you try this out? Or you want to tell me how you would dealt with this?
Ma'am, can I first work it out?
Okay, no problem.
I have my answer now.
Okay, okay. What is your, how would you write it step by step?
I would start off by saying 15 divided by 6,
Mm-hmm.
and then I would say x to the power of 3 minus 1,
Okay.
and then I would say y to the power of 2 minus 1,
Mm-hmm.
and then my answer would be 5y over 6x to the power of 2.
6 x, let me see, 6 over 5y over
6x to the power of 2.
just like this, 6x to the power of 2.
Yes.
Okay, so we divide.
Yes.
Now I can see, okay, you got, when you divided this, you got 5. But then, what was the correct?
Oh,
like the
I made a mistake. It's supposed to be 2 for the
perfect.
6.
So very, very, very good. So it's gonna be 2x. Yeah, good things. So let me see. The next one is, or you want me to give you another one or just carry on? So let me give you, and then we can work things out with that other one. So let me say 20 x to the power of 4, y to the power of 5, divided by, okay, let me say 25 x to the power of 2, y to the power of 4. Can you try this out?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect.
Ma'am, so I will start off by saying 20 divided by 25.
Okay.
And then I would say what x to the power of 4 minus 2.
Okay.
And then y to the power of 5 minus 4.
Okay. Nice things.
And then my answer would be 4x to the power of 2y.
4x to the power of 2, y to the power. Okay. Just like this. Hmm? You saying just like this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me confirm something. So it's 20 divided by 25. Let's see.
Ma'am, I can't hear you.
Oh, I was checking if 20 divided by 5 is 4. I got the fact that 20 divided by 5 is 4 over 5. So your final was going to be 4 over 5 x to the power of 2 y, something like this. Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. So let's see, the next one is 11. So we have negative 2x 5y. Okay. So let me clear here. So it's negative 2. Okay. So it's negative 2x. What is that? Y6. And the last part is 2. The power of 2. So let me confirm, correct? And we have 4x.
Ma'am, x to the power of 5.
Which one?
The top one.
Okay, let me see. Sorry about the sound. Okay, now I see. Thank you so much. X to the power of 5. So let me confirm, negative 2, x5, y6 to the power of 2, 4x, y to the power of 3. So, give me 2 minutes. Hear the sound. Okay. So, if we have something like this, you see that we have negative 2, x5, x6, and we have to the power of 2, right? So that to the power of 2 is going to multiply all these. Are you following?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. So we can rewrite this as, let's say, negative 2 to the power of 2, and let's say x to the power of, okay, sorry, before I include the brackets, we have our 5 there, multiply by, let me say, x to the power of 6 multiplied by 2, and we divide by. So we work this out similarly. So we have our 4 to the power of 3, x to the power of 3, and the last one, which is y to the power of 4 to the power of 3. Are you following?
Yes, ma'am.
So the thing that you're going to do, oh my God, I didn't clear this part. So the thing that you're going to do now is just to punch in the calculator. So you work this out, and then you carry on with this one, and you carry on with this one, and this one. Here we have an imaginary one, so you carry on with this one. Do you think you can be able to like work that out?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, work that out.
So
Yes.
the -2 is gonna become a 4.
4, yes.
X to the power of 10.
X to the power of 10, yebo.
Y to the power of 12.
Y to the power of 12. Okay, good things.
Over 64.
64, yes.
X3. X to the power of 3.
Okay, yes.
And Y to the power of 12.
Y to the power of 12. Okay. And the next step.
Ma'am, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. So what is going to be the next step now?
You're going to start off by saying 4 divided by 64.
What do you get?
You get 1 over 16.
1 over 16. Okay.
And then next to the 1, you're going to say x to the power of 7.
X to the power of 7. Okay.
Final answer.
Oh, okay. So meaning the final answer is x to the power of 7 over 16.
Yes.
Correct. Very, very correct. So let me just confirm here. So we divide, and then we say 10 minus 3, we get 7, and these two are just gonna cancel each other. Perfect. So let's see. The next one is 12. Okay, it gives very, 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 very. So it's -2a to the power of 2, b, c to the power of 3 multiplied by 9, a, b, c to the power of 2, all divided by -6, a to the power of 2, b to the power of 0, c to the power of 7. Okay, so you also said this one was confusing on your side. Tracy? Trace?
Yes, ma'am.
Was this also confusing on your side, or you attempted?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let me see. Okay, so we have the 2, we have the 9. We can decide to work this out first. Or we can decide to work this one first.
Hello, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I wanted to confirm something. I'm also watching a live on YouTube, but your voice keeps on disappearing. Are you using headsets?
No, I'm not using headset. Am I audible now?
Yeah, it keeps on disappearing. I'm not sure if it's only on my side. Grace, is it also happening on your side?
Yes, sir.
Uh,
Okay.
Not sure. Maybe, it's like you have, let's say you have your note on the side and then you have the phone on this side. So it's like you talk on the other side, then your voice goes away, then you come back, and then that's when it's audible. So I thought you were using the headset, or maybe is it on loudspeaker?
Not really, really, really much. Let me just decrease my, yeah, maybe now it will be
Yeah,
better.
it's on and off. So you say you're not using the headsets, and yeah, okay, no, then it's fine. We'll see, but it's audible. Sometimes it disappears. So yeah,
Okay.
no, it's fine. We'll just check it after you're done with all the lessons.
Okay, no problem. So, am I audible now, Grace?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. So, what I was saying is, you can firstly work the above one. So, how can I do this? So, let me just remove the reds so that I don't get um any distraction. So, okay. So, what you're gonna do first, we can just group this one. So we can group this, we group this, we group this, we group this and this and this and this. So we can start off by saying -2 multiplied by 9 multiplied by a to the power of 2 multiplied by a and then multiply by b to the power of, okay, it's 1 multiplied by b multiplied by c to the power of 3 and multiply by c to the power of 2. And we look at our below part, we can divide. And for you to work this out, we can have to say, or we can say that it's into brackets -6 to the power of 2. Then we have an a there, multiply by a to the power of 2, b to the power of 0, c to the power of 7. Are you following?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. So now we can say -2 multiplied by 9. What do you get?
-18.
-18. And what do you get when you say a to the power of 2 times a?
A to the power of 3.
A to the power of 3. What do you get when you say b multiplied by b?
B to the power of 2.
B to the power of 2. What do you get when you say c to the power of 3 multiplied by c to the power of 2?
C to the power of 5.
C to the power of 5. Perfect. So now we look at the below part. What is 6? Oh, what is into bracket -6 to the power of 2?
36.
36. So let me just pull this one up. Yeah. And we get our 36. What is going to be a to the power of 2, which is inside the bracket?
A to the power of 2.
A to the power of 2. And what is going to be the answer for b to the power of 0?
1.
1. And c to the power of 7?
C to the power of 7.
C to the power of 7. Let me just include the dots. C to the power of 7. So, good things, good things, good things. So, can you punch these in a calculator? -18 divided by 36. And let me know the answer now.
-1/2.
-1/2. So what is going to be your answer when you work the a to the power of 3 divided by a to the power of 2?
A.
A. Perfect. So what's going to be the answer when you work out b and 1? So I think it's going to be, okay, what do you think?
B to the power of 2.
B to the power of 2. Good things. And what is going to be your answer when you work out c to the power of 5 and c to the power of 7?
It's gonna be C to the power of 2. No, C to the power of -2.
C to the power of -2. Meaning that we can just say the correct or the final answer. Let me see something. So this is going to be here. And okay, perfect. So our final answer here is going to be -1 AB to the power of 2. Let me remove the negative, the 1. So it's going to be -AB to the power of 2 divided by, okay. So it's negative, divided by 2, and the c to the power of 2. So this is the final answer. So let me something like this. Are we okay here, or you want me to repeat somewhere?
We good, man.
Okay, let me give you one. So, so let's say, okay. I'm trying to think of a thing. So let me just say something like, okay, let me see something. Can you try this one?
Which one, ma'am?
Number 8. I want to
I
think of
could try.
I want to think of another one that is similar to the one that we just did.
Ma'am,
Yes.
I got y x -k to the and h to the power of 6.
Okay, can you repeat that?
-g
Negative G.
x.
Okay.
Is that a times, ma'am?
Yes, it's a times. Oh my God. G times open bracket -k h 2 close to the power of 3.
Oh, so I said -g times -k h to the power of 6.
K h to the power of 6.
Yes.
Okay, so let me see. So we have -g multiplied by negative. Okay, let me just go down a bit. Don't I have a space here? So I have a little bit of a space. So let me use this space. So it's -g multiplied by -k kh to the power of 2 to the power of 3. So it's g that is going to be negative multiplied by, and this is going to be 1. Okay, let me look for a space down here because I think it's going to be a little bit long. It's negative g, so it's negative g by negative k h to the power of 2 to the power of 3, just for confirmation. Yeah, perfect. So remember we have a negative an imaginary one there. So what we're gonna have so far is we're gonna have our negative g multiplied by, let's do the open bracket, negative 1 to the power of 3, and then let's do it again for the k to the power of 3, and let's do it again for the h, sorry, which is to the power of 2 to the power of 3. So now we're gonna have our negative g multiplied by this to the power of 3 is going to be negative 1. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. So this to the power of this is going to be k to the power of 3. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. And we're gonna have h 2 times 3, which is going to give you the 6. So the last or the final answer here is going to be negative g multiplied by negative k to the power of 3, h to the power of 6. Let me see how your answer was. Perfect. The only thing that was missing is the k to the power of 3 there. Are we clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. So let me just carry on to 13. So let me, clear this part so we can have a good space to work out our 13. Okay, okay. Okay, E13 says negative into negative m to the power of 2 to the power of 3 multiplied by negative n to the power of 2 p to the power of 3. And we have an over negative m n p to the power of 2 multiplied by negative 2 m n to the power of 0. Okay, even this one was hard on your side.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. So you're gonna have your negative here, and we can firstly work this out. So how can we work this out? We can just simply say negative 1 into bracket to the power of 3, this 3 up here, and then we have our m to the power of 2, close bracket to the power of 3. Now we are done with that one. So we multiply by, we work this one out. So we're gonna have negative 1 to the power of 3, open bracket, n to the power of 3, 2, close bracket to the power of 3, and our last one, which is p, close bracket to the power of, sorry, my 3 is not good looking, so yeah, 3 there. So we are done with the upper one. Now we're working with the one that is below. So we draw our divide by, now we still have the negative there, and we have a 2. We can just say m to the power of 2, n to the power of 2, p to the power of 2. Now we are done with this. Yes.
I think there was a negative in front of the m.
Okay, let me confirm. Oh, yes. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Thank you so much. So now I can just clear. Okay. that part to include my negative 1 to the power of 2, and then, is this visible? Is the negative 1 to the power of 2 visible on your side?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. So thank you so much about that. So now, since we are done with that part, so we had a negative there. So we multiply by, we work this one out. Do you think there is something that we can say about this one? Negative 2mn to the power of 0.
The whole bracket is equals to 1.
Good job. So there we just include our 1. So now we're supposed to work out our negative 1. So we write our negative. So the negative remains there. And then we work out this one. What do you think is going to be your answer there?
Negative.
Negative, Ntoni?
Negative,
Negative.
negative m.
Negative what?
M.
Okay, okay. Oh, we're working with this one first. The negative 1, and then which is inside the bracket to the power of 3.
It's equal to negative 1.
Negative 1, close bracket. What is going to be this one? M to the power of 2
M
to
to the power of 6.
M to the power of 6, yes. And what is going to be this one?
Negative 1.
Negative 1 again. So it's negative 1. Let me also include the thingy, the multiply by. And what is going to be this one?
N to the power of 6.
N to the power of 6. And the P. What is going to be this one?
P to the power of 3.
P to the power of 3. So we are done with that one. We're coming to the below part. So let me say divide by. So what is going to be this one? So it's negative. Let me just write my negative down here. So now that one is gone. What do you get when you punch that in the calculator? The negative 1. Perfect. So let me just include my bracket to write my positive 1. What do you get when you say m to the power of 2?
M to the power of 2.
M to the power of 2. And for this one, what do you get?
N to the power of 2.
Yes, and the next one?
P to the power of 2.
P to the power of 2. And we multiply by our 1. So now what we can just do is we remove the bracket, this one. So what do you think is going to be negative multiplied by negative 1? So now we're saying negative 1, negative multiplied by negative.
A negative times a negative equals a positive.
Perfect. So we're going to have a positive what?
Positive 1.
Positive 1. And then we rewrite our m to the power of 6 multiplied by. What is a positive multiplied by a negative?
A negative.
Negative. So we're going to have a negative n to the power of 6. Sorry, I wrote n6. N to the power of 6. P to the power of 3. And we divide everything by negative multiplied by positive.
Negative.
Negative 1. M to the power of 2. N to the power of 2. P to the power of 2. That one is gone because if we multiply everything with 1, everything remains like itself. So now we can just rewrite this as m to the power of 6 multiplied by negative n to the power of 6 multiplied by 3, p to the power of, p to the power of 3, sorry, all over m to the power of 2, which is negative, n to the power of 2, p to the power of 2. And I think our time is exhausted. Let me see. Okay, very much exhausted. So do you think you can work this out?
I think so.
Okay, can you take a screenshot and just send it to Sir when you're done so that I can correct it and see what's popping? Because I have to prepare for the other one now. Are you done with the screenshot?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I will check it out and then I will also send you a homework. So thank you so much. Have a nice day.